I think could be a really exciting matchup. AVANGAR up against GODSENT. Definitely a lot of question marks in both of these lineups, to be honest. But let's see how this one plays out.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think the map choices are a little bit weird also. Mirage and Cash kind of within the top two maps for both teams, or at least within the old GODSENT roster, but coming into Overpass with the old roster wasn't really something they were very good at, and also AVANGAR, it is one of the worst maps that they actually do play, so I think this matchup could be interesting. I'd presume with GODSENT choosing it, they will have been practicing it with this new 5-man lineup, so maybe edge this map slightly in their favour, but I think it is still going to be a really good game, and here we have it. We are finally going to be getting live into this one.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing to watch for is whether GODSENT have picked this because they think AVANGAR's weak on it, or if they do think they are wanting to have it as one of their sort of permanent picks. Because, as you were saying, in the past they would oftentimes ban Overpass if they had the option to. It would only be played if their opponents picked it. So here we go, straight underway into Overpass. GODSENT going to take some aggressive fights, but Cridson gets two incredibly quick headshots with the Glock, shutting down that push. It's looking quite good for GODSENT, but Cridson stops that, and AVANGAR take a man advantage.
Yeah, a bit overzealous there of Hampus and Disco Doppland to continue peeking, even after taking that first kill. Perhaps could have just fell back off once they had that opening advantage, but as you can see now, AVANGAR in a good position. They will be just looking to try and regroup towards B, it seems, and GODSENT at the moment, they are playing quite passive. They don't have too much info. They have two players over towards B already, I do believe, but still going to be quite difficult for them to try and hold this down. One positive is no utility right now for AVANGAR to work with, so they will be opting on just trying to hit these shots. Also gives GODSENT the chance themselves with those USPs to kind of just hang back and try and hold those longer range angles. As here we go, will be contact now making its way out of Monster. Cridson with the USP looking to try and find himself some more kills. He already has two. As Twist in the pit is going to have some work to try and get done, and that's not a good start. Kickart's able to get one, he gets himself a second. Somehow finds that kill onto Twist, and Brolan is now going to be the last man standing. The young talent left in a 1-on-3. He already has one kill. He has to try and increase that even further if he wants to get this for his team, but he is going to get caught off guard by Dima. That is AVANGAR taking the pistol round.
Yeah, the two most recent additions both get a kill for GODSENT, but it's not enough. None of the original three members finding a frag. And AVANGAR, as you were saying, looking fairly good there, taking that pistol. Not necessarily doing anything massively impressive in terms of tactics, just kind of winning a couple of opening fights and then being able to close the round out, which you still certainly have to give credit for. It's not easy to close out a 4v3, so they managed to get that to go their way. James finds a quick entry with the MAC-10, only up against pistols, apart from that scout that was dropped down. So this round should play out fairly standard, especially because GODSENT haven't gone for a massive stack. They've got a couple of players leaning towards A, but it looks like AVANGAR are leaning back towards B, where only Brolan is positioned. So it should be a fairly easy take for AVANGAR, unless Brolan can be an absolute hero on the B site.
Yeah, and that also come down to some massive mistakes by AVANGAR as they are grouping up as 5. They should be finding this trade successfully, and Brolan with a little peek is going to get himself that info. Right, one kill even as he begins to back off. That gives them an opening now and towards the bomb site, and I don't think GODSENT are really going to be able to get too much done if they don't find a kill fast. Perhaps saving these Eagles would be the best choice. The usage of utility coming in by AVANGAR to lay them back for just as long as possible. The bomb is going to get planted, and if they don't get something from this boost instantly, they will have to just begin backing off, I'd say. And as you can see, it's not really going to be working out. Damage is being done. Freddy B and Disco Doppland have been quite substantially damaged, and there you go, they are going to begin to just back off now. Give themselves something to work with in this following round, where otherwise they would be on a full eco. At least have something to try and get some damage done, drop some more weapons out of the hands of AVANGAR, as they are going to start us off 2-0, 100%.
Yeah, the round's going to go their way. GODSENT will get to hold on to a couple of guns, including Disco having recovered that scout. So he can also drop the 5-7 over to a teammate into this upcoming round 3. So they'll still have a decent amount of weaponry. But you can see AVANGAR will also get to hold onto 3 of their AKs. We'll get to see if GODSENT can do some more damage this time around. You can see that scout going straight into the hands of Twist. So Disco will be utilizing the 5-7 he saved. And Brolan won't get anything, stuck with the USP. We'll just get to see if they can do some damage, really, because even that's going to be difficult to do up against a couple of MAC-10s. You're going to need a fair few kills to even drop an AK out of the round. So quite tough to see the Swedes getting anything done here, but let's see what they can pull off. They've got a couple of players pushed up into B short. That flash over the top will keep them staying safe to start things off. It looks like AVANGAR not too interested in taking this round quickly. They are fairly spread out, just watching for aggression to start the round.
Yeah, they know that there was at least pistols and Kevlar saved, so they aren't really in too much of a rush to work towards either of these bomb sites. They are just going to be holding back, waiting to see if they're able to find that opening as they were in the previous round. And right now it looks like they maybe just will try and group up towards A, over towards A long, where with those rifles up against pistols, they will have the range advantage and just try and give themselves the best situation in every single gunfight that they do take, as it looks like they will indeed make their way over towards A. Kickert also rejoining with his teammates. They are going to be regrouping now. Most of their presence being sent up towards the short position, it seems. 2 players up A long, though. And right now, it's just Brolan, once again, that is going to have to try and hold this site down all alone. And this time, he doesn't even have a CZ to work with. Only a USP. He is going to be caught off guard. Buster takes him down. And that is going to be the A-bomb site under their control now. And Twist with the scout. Unless he can get some amazing shots, this should be the round over and done with. Maybe a couple of kills could come out. A couple of these rifles perhaps could be dropped. And I presume AVANGAR with his MAC-10 probably will send those out to hunt once the time gets a bit lower. As Demasik, he's going to be pushing forward even right now. He's not going to be waiting for the bomb to tick down. He takes himself 1 kill. Hampus trades it there with the Deagle as he finds a really nice headshot. But still, 4 more players to find. The bomb ticking away with no defuse kit. There's not too much more that can be done other than a couple of kills. And that doesn't even seem too likely anymore as Disco Doppler eventually gets 1 more. Freddy B, last man standing. Oh, that's a nice shot. Gets himself another. And now it's all on to Buster, 1-on-1, needs to be careful. 10 HP though on Freddy B, as he even connects the scout shot, but it's not going to be enough. Buster finds it, and AVANGAR, they take the round, but that was a lot closer than we would have expected. Only a single player survives.
Whew. Freddy with those Deeg shots made things dangerous. But as you were saying, AVANGAR do just about close the round. Either way, heading into this full gun round now, that makes things very, very interesting, especially with Twist having an AWP straight into his hands. He's up against Jame, as Demasik fails the flash over the top, but you can see AVANGAR will still get their way in towards B short. And Kickert's going to look for an entry, spots the man, but doesn't connect with the kill. So just a bit of information to start the round off. It looks like AVANGAR do have quite a few players already positioned towards B, with the bomb also ready to get into position. You can see they were trying the boost to get a pick. That's not going to work, but it looks like they're just going to line up a couple of nades. Not quite going to follow through yet, though. So AVANGAR gaining some ground towards B. But the question is, do they want to fully commit to this site early in the round?
Yeah, right now there's actually a very solid setup. Brolan just close to the monster position, even able to gather himself some damage there as he spams through onto Kickert. So good start into this round for the GODSENT side as they do look to just try and hold down this B-bomb site. And it looks like it still will be the destination that AVANGAR have chosen to try and head towards eventually. But as we can see, they are just going to be biding some time right now, waiting to see if any mistakes are made by the CTs as Buster also holds towards A to see if any attempted flanks may come in. But eventually they are going to have to get a move on. And look at this aggression. Look at this by GODSENT. They find 2 opening frags. They take down Hampus and Disco Doppler. And that's the plan of AVANGAR that has been filed. As now, Kickert, Jame and Buster. Looks like they will still try and make their way over towards B, but it's not going to be too easy. They don't have any control in towards water. As you can see, Buster has to be cautious. He is trying to get this jump up onto the positioning connector, and I think this is already just going to be a save that's going in. As you can see, they're going to back their way off towards T-spawn. 1 player just chilling around in the connector position, and it is going to be GODSENT winning that first gun round with 5 players alive, and this is perfect. They'll be able to get themselves all the utility they want now in the following round. Twist can get the Kevlar to go with the op, and hopefully they will still have some money left over to try and keep it in the bank and start building up an economy. But there you have it, GODSENT. Nice round coming in.
Yeah, again, it was Hampus and Disco playing off each other on the push towards B short. We saw that on a pistol round in towards connector as well. So those two might be trying to play together fairly often, but it worked out that round for them. They got a couple of kills as Freddy fails the smoke to start things off. Not a massive issue, though. It still lands somewhat close to where he was aiming it. And as you can see, AVANGAR with the save do have enough money for a buy. Jame also got to save the AWP, so he's going to try and see if he can work some magic early on. But GODSENT playing fairly passively. Twist is back in towards bathrooms, and he's already taken an even more passive approach, now going back to watch A long. So it's only Freddy B in towards the bathrooms. Again, it's Hampus and Brolan towards the B site this time around. And the rotation would be somewhat long. It's Disco Doppler who's now come down towards B. So they are willing to put 3 players in towards the B site. But Demasik is trying to make something happen over towards A. AVANGAR have left the bomb behind here, but with 50 seconds, that's not going to be an issue. The AKs are just going to look for some frags. And Demasik catches Twist in the back. A couple of kills for AVANGAR, and that really opens up this round. Demasik might get the chance for another. Push comes in, and Freddie B finally replies, but still a man advantage for the T's. Push gonna come in towards A, and Freddie B nails another shot. 16 seconds now, and AVANGAR need to get onto the bomb site, and Critson is looking to do just that. Jane gets the one frag, but now it's all up to Critson. They know he just planted. He's going to cross towards the truck. I think he's been spotted, though, and you can see Disco will take him down. So the defuse is going to come through, and GODSENT hold on for a second gun round.
Yeah, that was a really nice job by Freddie B. He decided to fall back off and play a little bit more passively back from the stairs instead, and he played from a position where he could find that one kill just fall off and allow him to actually work with his teammates to win the round, though. So a very nice play there by GODSENT to bring that back from a situation that was looking like it was definitely going to be AVANGAR being able to reset their economy coming into this one. It is going to be not really a buy coming in by AVANGAR, just a bit of an investment, the extra economy that they had available thanks to getting the bomb plant, but with just some pistols to work with. Our main goal right now, just get that bomb plant down, try and get some kills out of this one, and it seems like they will actually take this extremely fast. Brolan spamming into the smoke gets a lot of damage onto Demon, brings him down to a single point of HP. GODSENT now early on taking a nice HP advantage, and a nice use of the Molotov there is going to slow down Kickert from coming up connector. And we should see these rifles now at range, being able to just shut this one down, I would presume. As over towards A-Long, nice flash by Freddie B, finds that first kill on the Buster. He's going to actually try and regress towards the toilets, it seems, and this could get dangerous, mostly for AVANGAR though, as Dima is the only player here right now, and he's on 1 HP, taken down already. And that is now a 5-on-3, and just continuously going in favour of GODSENT. Not a single battle has been won with these pistols. Eventually some damage came in. Hampus remaining alive with 19 points of HP is going to be fine for the moment. Kickert and Crizzen now, they're just going to be looking to try and get this bomb planted at least, and maybe get a kill or two out of it.
Yeah, that's the main aim at this point, and Critson will deliver with the quick frag coming through. Twist with the AWP in hand, finally opens up with that gun. That's his first kill of this game. He's been a little slow to start things off, but since he's had that AWP, he hasn't really had to do anything because his teammates have been winning the rounds. And there we go, Disco will get that final kill. It will certainly be interesting to watch how Twist performs, because you probably expect him to have to be one of the standout players with that AWP for this GODSENT lineup to work. So that's something to make sure to watch out for. He's been going somewhat aggressive at the start of the rounds, but never really fully committing to trying to get an opening pick. And we're going to see GODSENT stack quite a few players towards A initially. Disco's going to push straight through the smoke. This is incredible aggression, but the flash is not going to work. I think that may have been a team flash there as Buster gets that opening kill. And that's not exactly what GODSENT had in mind to start the round. Oof, Twist gets another frag with the AWP. Starting to warm up now as he gets that peek in towards mid. But in the meantime, AVANGAR going out towards B. B site is looking very, very open. Only Brolan here with the AK in hand. He does get the one headshot. That does also drop down the bomb. So the information is there now for the Swedes, but the bomb plant they will not be able to stop. Having said that, Brolan gets a second headshot before falling. James, though, is still stuck on the site, trying to do damage. Critson is also back behind a smoke. So it's a 2v3 they're looking to hold off, and James is just hoping to get some sort of pick. The flank doesn't quite work out, but Hampus eventually gets the kill. And Critson is stuck in towards short. The defuse may be something he cannot stop, but the Molotov could make the difference. He's going to go for the peak. Still no defuse here. Finally it comes in. Critson trying to get the frag, but Hampus just about stops him. And GODSENT keep their win streak going.
Yeah, 4 in a row now for the Swedish side. Really nice round coming in, but AVANGAR been able to get that bomb plant on top of the loss bonus they have for losing 4 rounds in a row. They will still be able to get an investment, and when I say investment, I'm going to use that word lightly because, as you can see, even though they have the rifles, they have very little utility to work with other than Jame going ahead and actually sacrificing that AK in order to get a UMP with utility. So let's see what AVANGAR are going to be able to get done into this one, or will GODSENT be able to continue building up rounds for themselves? And it looks like we may see a bit of a faster paced round coming in at the moment by AVANGAR immediately in towards B water, looking to try and get themselves that control, deny any aggression from coming in by GODSENT, which they have been enjoying so far. But this time the aggression has actually made a bit of a change. It's towards A long. Freddy B pushed up, and there at the moment is going to be holding this position. This could get dangerous, and Freddy B falls. It's going to be the advantage going in favour of AVANGAR. We've seen this in the past, and we've seen GODSENT afterwards manage to bring it back really well with some great aggression. And let's see if that's going to be possible once again.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of times now GODSENT maybe going for some solo aggression. I think I'd like to see them at least have players pushing together, as Hampus with the AK only gets a dink there through the wall. I guess you could say the wall with the AK, down to 22 HP. AVANGAR again taking the round quite slowly. With the man advantage, they don't feel like they need to press the issue. There are still 3 GODSENT players on this B site, surprisingly enough. They're leaving Twist with the AWP to solo hold A, which could be tricky. Roland goes for the push, and Disco is also there. Critson has to get the kills back, and he will find one before Demasik gets the trade. Down to a 3v2, and Hampus is dangerously low. He will fall, and Twist might be in trouble. I think there's a flank coming in. Looks like Twist has spotted the man out, though. Buster trying to push. He gets taken down. And with 15 seconds left, is there time for the bomb to get to the site here?
There should be just about time. Yeah, Twist at the moment not going to be facing it. He's waiting to see if there is time or not. He gets the op into his hands. Is going to be going for the peak. The timing not working in his favour, but he may be able to find the wall bang if he goes for it. Bomb now planted, and he finds the final kill. Great headshot comes in. Straight back over to the AWP, and that's GODSENT just doing such a really good job at, even when they lose that open advantage, of just grouping up 2 players, getting a nice pop flash in towards mostly B water. I think the aggression has come in once they have actually gone down a man early on, and it's been working out for them. That time it just barely works. Twist finally steps it up to get that clutch, but yeah, it works in the end. 5-3 now. AVANGAR, one money bonus on top of that bomb plant allows them to get the buy with a bit more utility this time, but still they want to start getting themselves a few more rounds soon. GODSENT, they're in a position now where they're not really actually beginning to build up too big of a bank as I look at it, because surviving with 1 player in the previous round is not really what they would have wanted. But they have the op still, they have the rifles and all the utility, but AVANGAR still in the position where they can perhaps try and reset the economy with only a round or 2 won, and early on some damage going to be in favour of the AVANGAR side. Disco Doppland with the aggression does receive 1 bullet through the wood. It's not really going to be too impactful, but Twist towards middle, he may also have some contact rather, as he seems like Kickart is just getting tempted to peek that playground position. That could get quite dangerous, but here we go. AVANGAR all grouping towards middle. 4 players. It's going to be still Twist really alone towards the A position, other than the support from Connector and Freddy B. And this could get really difficult now.
Yeah, Twist has certainly been improved with that AWP in the recent rounds. A little bit of a failed smoke there, landed on top of the Connector. Doesn't look like it will have a massive impact on the round, although AVANGAR don't have too many nades left. You can see Critson spot Freddy B out. That's always the risk of playing in towards Connector. You can get sandwiched in from 2 sides. So even if Freddy got the frag there, it would have been difficult to get out alive. With 47 seconds now, AVANGAR not fully committing to either side of the map. Again, fairly slow with their play. But now they will be creeping up towards the A bomb site. Twist is still here. But the smokes could allow AVANGAR to get up close and counteract that AWP. As I say that, Twist gets the first. There's a second shot. He's looking for the third, and Twist has easy kills. Gonna get the 4th with the no-scope. That was just a firing range for Twist. Shot after shot with no reply. And GODSENT now 6 rounds in a row, starting to look very strong on their CT side.
Again, they finally take a round with some more players live. They're able to build up some bank. Twist, I believe, is after building up quite a lot, nearly $9,000 at the moment, so he'll have the money still for quite a while to reinvest into the op if needed. But look at this, the aggressive push that's coming in towards Playground. He spots out the first stopper, but he is going to be allowed to escape. Buster early on that actually managed to take some damage, brought down to 46, I believe, by a grenade. As now AVANGAR Let's see what they're going to be going for. It looks like even without the bomb, they may be sending some players to lurk in through Monster, and Hampus from the barrel's position. He spots out the first player, has the support of Brolin, who is going to be able to take down Crizzen. As Dima and Kickert now, it looks like they may be just going to give up on these dreams, but they are going to continue to go forward. The flashes come in, first kill in favour of AVANGAR, as they are able to bring it back into a 4-on-4. We do see Hampus on the site now, just trying to remain alive, using that utility to slow them down for as long as possible. The flank coming in is going to be working in favour of GODSENT. I was going to say is going to be dangerous for Disco Doppland, but he somehow manages to catch him off guard as he comes through the smoke, and the trades eventually end up in favour of GODSENT in a 3-on-2. Jamin and Buster now looking to try and take over this A bomb site. We're currently only Twist awaits, but if you want any player for the GODSENT side right now, it would be Twist. He is going to be making his way up from the stairs. He's heard the smoke going out. He knows that the terrorists have made their way onto this bomb site, and the bomb now going to be going down as a 3-on-2 retake. It is looking to be a situation that GODSENT will be left in.
They give the ult to Buster, with him being on half HP, but Jame still loses that fight. Up close, Twist with the ult, gets it done. And with the nades coming in, Buster, he's gonna burn alive. Oh boy, not exactly what he would have been hoping for. I think every single nade went in towards him at A long there. A little bit unfortunate for the AVANGAR lineup, but there we go. The ult will not be saved. They won't get to deny the defuse. And again, GODSENT looking fairly well prepared for their CT side here after losing the pistol round. The gun rounds, they've been somewhat close in a couple of them, but GODSENT have just always had the edge when it comes down to the clutch. And Jame again spotted early on. GODSENT, they've been willing to go for this aggression, and it's only worked some of the time, but when it works, it makes a big difference as Disco manages to snap back for another headshot. The push in towards Connector this time around working wonderfully. As GODSENT, again, they're looking in great shape.
Yeah, I really like this playstyle that GODSENT are bringing at the moment. It's wildly different from anything we've ever really seen in the past, so they've definitely tried to make some adjustments. This aggressive style, it's not working out every single round, but it has been for the last while, and they continue on with it. And as you can see, once again, a 5-on-3 and their advantage is going to leave them likely to be able to take another round, but could be dangerous for Freddy B. Playing up close to Monster. Kicker at the moment knows he's in this position. Brolan is going to be able to take down Crizzen though, so even with this kill going in favour of Kicker, it is still going to be a 4-on-2, which is going to be very difficult for AVANGAR. Hampus spots with the legs of one player. Kicker needs to be careful, and he is going to get taken down by the double peek. All onto Dima in a 1-on-4. He's going to find the first. 3 more players to find. He's aware that there's 2 over towards Short, I believe, and also Twist from Heaven with the AWP. But on 12 points of HP, nothing you can really do. Hampus finds that final kill. GODSENT now been able to pick themselves up 8 rounds in a row. And AVANGAR having no success at all since those initial 3 rounds.
Yeah, and they have managed to get the bomb down a couple of times in somewhat winnable positions. It's just never really come to fruition for them. And in a few of these rounds, they are also getting completely shut out of the bomb sites. Twist might get some action here with a couple of players waiting towards mid. A good counter flash will force both CTs to fall back. So that keeps AVANGAR safe for the time being, although they have taken quite a lot of damage, I suppose, from some nades early on. Looks like AVANGAR are going to prepare the push in towards bathrooms. I was going to say, if Twist sticks around, he could be in trouble, but it's Freddy who swings out, gets a couple of kills, and with the smoke being deployed, he should be able to get back, especially with Twist helping him out. Solid hold as Twist doubles down, and Disco will look to steal the last kill away. Incendiary comes in, Buster just about surviving, but is now forced out, and Disco will get the final frag. I think the AWP should be saved. No, they don't save the AWP. But with how much money GODSENT have, that's not a massive issue. Twist just rebuys that AWP like it's nothing.
Oh yeah, Twist has been on fire so far in this map. You mentioned he started it off a little bit slow compared to the rest of his teammates, but when it was needed, he really stepped it up once he actually had players coming towards the bomb site that he was defending. And once again, AVANGAR at least been able to buy into this one. They will actually get a double up setup thanks to going for the half buy in the previous round. So this is an interesting choice on the T side of Overpass. JM and Buster, I guess, looking to try and find those opening kills because they haven't really been so successful in doing so, and they have. They've kind of just got caught off guard by aggression, and once again, mentioning aggression, it is going to be coming in once again by Hampus and Brolin, working together over towards B, making their way out of this smoke, and Dima, he finds the first, transfers onto the second, takes down Hampus, and opens up the B bomb site, as Disco Doppland is going to be all alone to try and hold it down. Finds the first, has utility still to try and delay the oncoming terrorists, as it seems like AVANGAR with a one-man advantage. They're happy enough now with just slowing it down, waiting to see if any more peaks come in, and as you can see they do, but James not going to be able to capitalize. Does not hit that op shot. Kickert also pushing up close, needs to be wary now of the player who's up close to the left, and also of Twist with the op. As Twist stuck in towards barrels, Molotov going down, and this is going to be very difficult now for Twist to try and remain alive, as the first kill in favor of Kicker takes down both players as he burns Twist alive, and it's all onto Freddy B in a 1-on-4. Coming in from heaven, looks to at least try and get some damage done. Keep the economy of AVANGAR modest, but James with the op, I was going to say, should be connecting that shot. Just about misses it and allows himself to receive some more damage, so now he needs to be very cautious. Only 25 points of HP to work with, but of course, both of his teammates are looking much healthier, and not anymore. Freddy B finds himself yet another, takes down Buster. James with the op, going to be just backing off and playing it a bit more safe. But still, Crizzen on short time, beginning to tick away. Only one flash for Freddy B to work with in this retake. No smokes to try and actually block off the viewpoints, and James hits an amazing flick onto the head of Freddy B.
Yeah, finally AVANGAR put an end to the winning streak. They get their 4th round on the board. So heading into round 14, they're only going to stick with the single AWP. Twist also has one on the CT side of things. I think it is worth pointing out as well, it seems like Hampus fairly often is the man that has to go out first when they go for this CT aggression. And yet he's still doing quite well in terms of frags as the boost comes in. Oh, Freddy B nearly had the chance for an entry. But Cridson is going to push through the smoke. Freddy B caught with a nade out. He's going to go down first. In the meantime, Kicker will also follow suit. So they get a couple of players into connector. And with that opening pick, AVANGAR, again, might just look to slow things down. We've seen them generally take things slowly when they've got that opening frag. But it hasn't necessarily worked too well for them on the late round execute. So it's yet to be seen whether they can still find success. As Buster gets a quick headshot, and Twist is stuck up close with the AWP. He gets the one frag, but that is all he can find. Roland and Hampus, sure, they're going to push through connector, but they have so many frags to find. Although Roland does get gifted one, so maybe a chance now.
Nice shot by James, though, looking to try and shut this one down. Hampus on 32 points of HP is left alone in a 1-on-3. The economy of GODSENT, it is still pretty decent for them to be able to buy into the next round, but perhaps a save would be ideal. But as you see, as the first player out, he is going to get taken down. Dima, 1 point of HP again. I believe that's actually the second time that he survived on 1 single point of HP. As it is going to be 2 more rounds for AVANGAR finally. They pick up 2 in a row, looking to try and get that third, and let's see if it's going to be possible. They want to get themselves up to 6, ideally. Overpass not really being their best map. They haven't really had the most success on the CT side either in the past, so needing to try and get themselves up to as many as they can on the terrorist side. But actually, interestingly enough, GODSENT are going to be coming out with a double op setup now. We're aware that they have a lot of players capable of utilising this big green gun, and it will be Twist and Disco Dopland that decide to pick them up to try and get the damage done. And let's see, Disco Dopland right now holding for a boost to come in towards war. As we can see right now, though, AVANGAR not really putting any presence on this side of the map at all. Instead, all 5 players grouping up on mid, similar to the previous round once they got that advantage. This time, though, Buster finds the opening frag yet again, takes down Twist. Freddy B playing up close, will be checked by Kickert and taken down. And now the A-bomb site should be under the control of AVANGAR, as the closest player to try and actually hold this down is Disco Dopland from Bank. And he has an op and 5 players to try and take down, meaning it is going to be unlikely, but he drops the bomb. Demasic making a bit of a mistake, perhaps pushing close up to the truck, gets taken down. The gap in that smoke perhaps was not expected, and Brolan with the UMP now pushing up close to try and give some support, but he will get taken down. Buster yet again with the opening Hampus. He's going to be playing from the truck, gets himself a double and a hat trick as he shuts it down. It's all on to Crizzen now in a 1-on-2 rather, as it's completely fallen apart thanks to Hampus picking up a triple kill. Does eventually fall. Crizzen now. He was aware that Disco Dopland was playing around his position. He's aware that he was in towards Bank. Has low HP though, and Disco Dopland seems to be also himself aware of that, as he has the USP out, but he gets caught off guard. Crizzen, he finds that final kill. The play from Hampus from the truck position just was not enough, rather. And AVANGAR take the first 3 and the final 3 rounds of that terrorist side.
Yeah, that certainly still looks a little sloppy from AVANGAR. I'm not sure why. It looked like they really wanted to get the bomb down on towards the truck rather than just the default plant position. Even after that smoke failed, they try and cross the bomb towards the truck itself, and that nearly costed them there. The bomb got dropped. Hampus managed to make a play because of that, but they just about close it out thanks to Critson getting good timing on that final frag. So heading into the second half, it is still anyone's game. Although if GODSENT win this pistol round, they might be a little bit further ahead than AVANGAR would have hoped for. As we head underway here, Hampus has the P250. On the AVANGAR side of things, they have a kit and a smoke. They also have a couple of players towards the B site, where GODSENT look likely to go towards. You can see the boost coming in, as well as GODSENT playing aggressive, but Hampus gets that opening kill. The push going to come in as Disco also finds an entry. And that might just settle this round, especially as Disco finds a second frag. A very explosive push from GODSENT, and AVANGAR just weren't ready to stop the Glocks.
Yeah, Dima, though, I was going to say, is able to open this up and give them a silver lining to work with, but instant trade frag's going to be coming in by Hampus means that it's all onto JM. No Kevlar to work with. He is the player that decided to pick up that defuse kit, but one positive is he does have that smoke to work with, rather. He does have that to perhaps try and throw down on the bomb, but it doesn't look like he wants to go for it. Instead, he may just try and save this utility as well as that defuse kit. And there you go, he is just backing off. So that's GODSENT already been able to reach themselves towards double digits. And as you mentioned, that is going to maybe slightly favour this game over towards the GODSENT side. But then again, they do still have to try and withstand the pistols that are most likely going to be invested into in the following round.
And again, Hampus with the P250 made a pretty big difference there, finding that initial entry that really helped the push come in. And he's been leading the way for GODSENT so far, top fragging with 17 kills. And I think he's been put in quite a few tough positions overall, so I'm really impressed that he is still fragging so well. You saw there in the pistol, he was kind of going in first with the P250, managed to get that initial entry, so I think he's had a lot of impact so far in this matchup. As you were saying, though, the pistols have come in for AVANGAR. Just going to try and play some close range positions, mainly on towards the B site. They're looking for some information, but GODSENT not going to give it to them. They are playing fairly passively to start the round, especially over towards B. Disco Dopplan is holding effectively back from T-spawn to watch for a push. So they're not too interested in risking taking any close range fights early on. But now it looks as though GODSENT are going to give up their presence over towards A, so they might be lining up a B push. AVANGAR, though, haven't now committed to the four-man stack. Only 3 players here. They are trying to play close-range positions, so could certainly still be dangerous.
Yeah, especially with these flashes that are available for Kicker, they could be used perfectly if the timing is correct. But Buster gets a little bit overzealous, perhaps goes for the peek in towards water, wanted to try and get himself some info. Instead, all he gets is a load of AK bullets towards the face. And a one-man disadvantage for AVANGAR now, as it looks like it still will be this B-bomb site under attack. But I like this gamble that has been made. 4 players are going to be awaiting for this. The flash is going to be used perfectly, but Twist still finds that kill somehow. Takes down Chris, and Hampus also taking down Kicker. It means this round should be gone in favour of GODSENT unless James can get this done. But no, he'll only find 2 before eventually falling. But that damage was scary for GODSENT. Look at the HP of all the players as the round actually does go in their favour. It was extremely low. But GODSENT withstanding the pistols. AVANGAR now going to be looking at a full eco. And JM also saves to make sure that he can afford the op coming into this upcoming gun round.
Yeah, I think Kristen literally got close enough to Twist to give him a nice little kiss there. Very, very friendly. What can you say? Doesn't kill him. And
kiss him.
Yeah, there you go. And then he ends up just getting killed. He was just trying to be a friendly guy. It's very rude. The MAC-10 actually does a decent amount of damage there at long range. GODSENT already on the B site. Oof, that nade. I thought would do more damage, actually, but Buster only down to 80 HP. The Molotov will certainly force him out. Roland should spray him down. There goes the opening with the ump. AVANGAR with just default pistols shouldn't really find anything unless GODSENT overextend, which doesn't look too likely. The bomb will go off. It does look like GODSENT are kind of pushing, though. I think they're going to boost Hampus in, and he does get one with the MAC-10. Nice little boost to allow him to rack up the frags, and it will be GODSENT closing the round, although Freddy doesn't need to take that risk there. He could have lost the AK if he wasn't careful, but he makes me look silly. He still gets the 2 kills, so no danger for Freddy. He gets GODSENT there 12th, and now a critical gun round for AVANGAR.
Yeah, they will have not really an amazing buy. If you see their economy that's actually available, they have a single smoke at the start of the round. They have 3 flashes. The only positive is that they do at least have the AWP onto James. So let's see where he's going to take this early on. That looks like maybe a bit of an aggressive peak, but actually rather it's the M4s that seem to be going for the full-on push. They'll be making their way through that smoke on middle. First player is going to get spotted out, and barely any damage they're connecting up to Freddy B. I believe the corner of the wall protected him. He is going to be still on 91 points of HP as a Vanguard after using every single bit of utility bar 1 flash. Are not really going to have any success finding that opening kill, and there we go. JM forced back from connector also. No map control for a Vanguard to work with, as it looks like it will be a B execute immediately coming in. Freddy B leading the way. Molotovs are down to try and minimize the spots that these CTs can actually be playing from, as now the opening kill eventually going in favor of Freddy B. Trades coming back and forth. Krisen going to be able to take himself too, as is Kickert. Krisen eventually falls though, and now it's all on Twist in a 1-on-3. He has the bomb. He has no utility to work with, and he has 3 players to try and find, as he's not going to be able to find a single kill. Kickert, he closes that down with a triple kill there on that B-bomb site. Great hold coming in. A Vanguard with no utility basically were able to successfully hold that B-bomb site, which is very, very difficult. But still, of course, GODSENT able to continue buying.
Yeah, certainly looked like a well-prepared take there from GODSENT. I think, if anything, AVANGAR maybe a little bit lucky there to get so many kills when the smokes were up. I do think they reacted quite well, though. You kind of have to go aggressive at that point to try and get the frags, and they did just that. As James takes some damage early on. Flash also deployed. Freddy B is going to also go for the smoke, so he might get up close. And James with that AWP will likely now fall back. Indeed, he already has. He will be able to get back to safety before any aggression comes in. Either way, he did take a fair amount of damage, down to 44 HP, just, I think, from those nades in towards connector. Now GODSENT are going to only have Disco Dopplan holding towards B, whereas the rest of the lineup focuses towards A, as Twist spots out Jame early into the round, getting that entry. Demasic, though, able to get the kill back without the trade, but Freddy B gets great timing opening the door, and Brolan also chimes in with a frag. AVANGAR just getting picked apart on the B holds. They tried to go for the aggression. They thought it may have been the A play, and that ends up costing them, as Demasic is the only man left.
Yeah, that was a very similar approach to that round from AVANGAR as what we've seen from GODSENT when they were the team rather on the CT side to lose that opening kill. They regrouped over towards one position on the map with a couple of players and looked to try and flash out and get themselves that map control. If they found no players, they know it's the other bomb site. If they find a couple of players, they either have to win the battles or else they lose it, and the round looks even worse than it did before. And it is the latter this time, as now it's just Dima looking to try and save. This is an interesting save position. I don't think he's been spotted yet. He will eventually as he shoots, but he does take down Disco. Only problem is there is going to be multiple players on either side of him, and it is Brolan from the T-spawn position to take him down. As there we go, GODSENT been able to reset the economy of AVANGAR, and that is a worst case scenario. As we can see right now, 2 players in double eco territory. The other 3 players, they do have some economy that'll allow them to at least maybe upgrade a couple of pistols, but with the current scoreline, they don't really have the room to actually go ahead and go for these ecos. They can't allow GODSENT to continue building up rounds, so buying into this next one, they won't really have a great buy once again.
Yeah, that might just put GODSENT too far ahead, unless these pistols can get the job done. Krisen spots out Twist and does some damage, but the AWP is there to respond for the frag. With the superior weaponry, GODSENT always going to be favored in these fights. Kicker's trying to hold towards A long, trying to just hold on towards this rock and hope that he isn't spotted. Looks like the push may be coming in towards him, but his head will be taken off. Hampus manages to get that quite quickly. The smoke there has a fairly big gap. Demasic might catch Freddy off guard, but Freddy very, very aware of the possibility. Also nails a headshot. The push has come through Monster, but they know exactly where Buster is. Easy spray down. GODSENT dispatching of AVANGAR again, making it look quite easy up against the pistols.
Yeah, I'm impressed so far by GODSENT, especially Hampus, who's been having a great game. One of the newcomers into the lineup. Brolan also, of course, hasn't been playing bad, but over on that CT side, especially Hampus just was really the driving factor for them when they had those disadvantages. He was the one that was always going first, looking to try and bring it back in their favour, and judging by his scoreline currently, it did work out more often than it didn't, more often than not, rather. As there we go, Freddy B going to be able to find that final kill. GODSENT remaining alive with 5 players, building up some bank. And AVANGAR, as I mentioned, coming onto this round, they won't have the best buy. As you can see, it's only going to be 1 M4 so far. 2 UMPs, a FAMAS, and James. You have to actually invest. Let's see what he decides to go for, as it is going to be... I'm not sure about this investment. This is a strange one. There we go. He does have a UMP now. Eventually, he must have been... Oh no, he bought it up eventually. He just was really delayed on buying. I was thinking maybe it was dropped to him, but here we go. Looks like it may be a fast round by GODSENT. Open the pace, looking to try and come straight towards the B-bomb site. Disco Doppland going to be able to open it up. Kicker, though, eventually trades. But he is going to have a problem trying to actually stay alive now, as his teammate Adif chimes in with one more. Hampus going to be stepping it up once again with 2 kills. And then Dima, Sick, and James left in a 1-on-3, and it's not going to be working out in their favour at all. Dima, Sick, last man standing. And he's trying to come in on that flank, but all of his teammates fallen so early. He didn't really have any time to get anything done, and he will be found by Twist, as it's map point for GODSENT.
And again, it's Hampus making the difference. He's been pretty good on the T side as well, up there at 24 kills. I'll be very interested to see if this is a level of performance he can sort of continue consistently, because then that makes this GODSENT lineup very, very dangerous. Either way into round 23 here. What could be the last round of this game? GODSENT want to get it over and done quickly. They're going to rush straight towards B. Critson going to go down first. The AK's looking to get the entries, and Disco will follow suit. He does eventually fall as Buster takes him out up close, but Hampus is there. Deemsic, though, gets another frag, but I think it's too little too late. He's the only man left with the ump. They're going to hunt him down, and there it is. A team ace to close the first map for GODSENT. And we will go back to the studio to talk about that first map.
Thank you, Dean. We are back here in the studio, and GODSENT take a convincing win over AVANGAR 16-7 on Overpass. Even though AVANGAR started with pistol win and managed to get to those 3 rounds, leading 3-0, they were losing quite convincingly, losing 7 or 8 rounds in a row after AVANGAR managed to get few in their favor, but it just wasn't enough to take this Overpass, and seems like GODSENT was pretty prepared. So, Danny, looking at the straight beginning, AVANGAR with the pistol, you would say that they maybe have an advantage now, they have momentum, but GODSENT from the start, after that full buy round, shutting them down completely to at least 7-3, 8-3, if I'm not mistaken. What do you think? What went wrong for AVANGAR after that first full buy round?
I mean, AVANGAR really needed their AVP player, James. He was underwhelming a bit. I watched him against Mousesports. That was the first game for AVANGAR at Major and qualifiers, and he was doing really good. So I was expecting much more of him. But on the other hand, Twist, an AVP player for GODSENT, did an amazing job, and Hampus especially. So I really liked how GODSENT played on this map. Yeah,
Hogar, do you think that maybe AVANGAR started this map basically with full confidence, coming out of Major, having a good run, and now playing against GODSENT that's, let's say, rebranded, or not rebranded, reorganized in terms of players, but seems like they got pretty shut down. Can that influence players at the beginning, losing 8 rounds in a row after winning pistol round?
GODSENT played pretty convincingly and unpredictable on their city side. That's why they took such a good, amazing rounds. And the thing is, when you create a new team or change or swap a few players, you always have more motivation. And you play with more
honeymoon period.
Yeah, it's a really honeymoon period. That's why like Nip plays very good when they change one player. In the past, when they put in Michaelele and then Pith, and I don't know who did put anymore. Alice,
yeah, Raz, Draken.
Yeah, they always play
Draken.
First tournament. After that, they play good. That's the thing. Maybe with the GODSENT, they just found the groove, but they played pretty good this match. So it will be 2-0, as I said. So.
Yeah, GODSENT pretty convincing win. Next map is Cash, probably a map that suits more AVANGAR because they have really good aim power, but we'll talk about Cash when we come back from the short commercial break, so stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gents, to Farmskins Championship Season 2. I'm Rama, and I will be your host for today, and together with me in studio are Danny and Hogar. So we are ready to go on a second map between GODSENT and AVANGAR, and second map is Cash. First map won by GODSENT convincingly 16-7. And now we are moving on to Cash, that is picked by AVANGAR, of course. And as we mentioned before we went on a short commercial break, I said that they definitely have good aim power or firepower coming into Cash, and they can definitely surprise still GODSENT. Maybe Overpass wasn't just their map. But Danny, what do you think? Can AVANGAR surprise GODSENT?
Yeah, they certainly can, but James, I think AVANGAR really needs their AVP player. So, but still, GODSENT played really good on Overpass. Brolin, as the most recent, let's say, member to join GODSENT, didn't had so many shiny plays, but he was still there doing his job. So that's really good for him. I mean, he's a 15-year-old young prodigy, so we still have so much time to check out on him. But GODSENT, I think they will take this one as well. It's going to be 2-0, as Hogar said.
Yeah, Hogar, even though maybe even James with AWP, how much impact can he have on City side or T side of AVANGAR?
Depends. The Cash's map, which can be played with 2 ops on City side, I don't know if their thing for AVANGAR T, but I think it depends on the economy, because on the City side, on the Cash, you need to have a lot of mollies and smokes, so you can slow the pushes and take control of the middle, so you can molly the upper, the roof, etc. Which is maybe a problem for them, because they're always buying scouts or deagles. I mean, you must save sometimes, and the thing is, I think they got so overrun on the overpass, they will not be able to bounce back here.
Can a good start for AVANGAR bring them back into the match, Danny?
Well, of course.
Well,
I mean,
how much of a good start? Do they need to take, I don't know, first full buy round, take, I don't know, six rounds in a row?
I mean, it's easy to say they need to win rounds. The most round they win in the half, it gives them a greater advantage in the second half. But still, I think if they start as T, they should be taking like 6 or 7 rounds in the first half, because I think Cash is city-oriented map, and I think I was about to say that AVANGAR, yeah, we don't know if they're really good at, or at least picking double AVP setup on A or B side or holding mid. So we'll see, but I'm still quite happy that this is the first time we will be seeing Cash. Probably I'm the only guy here in the studio that only likes this map, because Hogar doesn't like it. I don't know about you.
50-50.
50-50.
Nobody
I like it 100%, man.
The thing is, in CS 1.6, you were super excited when you win a pistol round, because it actually means 3 rounds for you, right? Here it's not that important, so I think even if they win a pistol round, they will not be super excited, because you still need to watch to win anti-eco rounds, which are pretty heavy to win. Maybe the hardest round to play actually at the games. So I think they need to have like pistol, anti-ecos, and first full round, so they can start over relaxed and try to beat
I
them.
wanted also to ask you, what do you think? He said Cash is city-oriented map. What do you think?
Depends how you play as a team. If you have a good individual style, it can be a team map. If you have such a raw aim power kind of style, like when you have approach like that, but it's really 50-50, as he said.
Yeah, we're ready to go live, and of course our casters are ready as well. So Dean and Hoka, it's on you, boys.
Thank you, guys. Great analysis as always. Welcome back to the stream, everyone. This time it will be the second map of the series of AVANGAR up against GODSENT. We saw in the first map GODSENT able to take their own map pick 16-7, but now gone on to Cash AVANGAR. This is a map that they should be a lot more prepared for. We should see a much closer scoreline, and it looks like right now the knife run is going to go in their favour, so they should have the choice about which side they want to begin on. Let's see where they do decide to go. Will they decide to stay? Will they swap over to the terrorist side to try and control the pace? I guess we will find out momentarily, as they will actually decide to switch, it seems. So it looks like they do want to go for the terrorist side instead. We've seen they did have a pretty good performance, I believe, on the T side against Misfits, I believe it was, at the Major. And also about that double up setup that was being discussed on the analyst desk. I believe Buster tends to pick that up towards the B-bomb site. We saw a couple highlights coming out from him during the Major. So this should be a good game now coming up, as we will be live into the pistol round. And it looks like Brolan will be the player to pick up a defuse kit for GODSENT. Over on AVANGAR though, Buster yet to buy up, could be the man to decide to purchase up some utility, but it doesn't seem like he's actually going to invest into this one at all, interestingly enough. As right now, AVANGAR putting most of their presence over towards the A-bomb site as they wait for Buster to finally go back and get himself that Kevlar.
Yeah, well, if they wanted to go for a rush, then Buster certainly has put a stop to that. I don't think they were wanting to go for a fast push anyway. Does look like AVANGAR willing to take things slowly. Interestingly enough, they have a fair few players in towards Squeaky. A couple of players in towards Garage, so I'm not exactly sure what the end game is here right now. As, oh, Twist gets a quick headshot to open up the round. The push will come in as Hampus whiffs, but finally connects. Eventually the trade comes out, but AVANGAR really need to gain control quickly here. The rotate is coming in. Kicker, though, does find a frag, and he did get a dink on towards Twist. Look at Buster go aggressive. He does get the first. But Brolan is there for the trade. So Kicker left in a 1v2. He already has 2 kills. But that's all he's going to get. Brolan finds the final frag. And a solid retake from GODSENT. They do concede the bomb plant. But it did feel like, for the most part, they were in control of that round.
Yeah, it could have really swung in the other direction if Buster was able to find that second kill towards the truck, but not being able to do so, left his teammate in a 1-on-2, and after getting that bomb down, he was kind of just trapped in towards that default, or trapped in towards the site itself, rather, and as you can see, Brolan hitting a nice shot took him down. So going into this one, they should be aware that AVANGAR are going for a full eco, but a little bit of a perhaps Twist has been brought into this by AVANGAR, ironically enough, considering Twist plays for GODSENT, but they decide to actually invest a small amount. They get that AK dropped over to Dima. He's able to get himself some Kevlar to go with it, as well as a small bit of utility, and up on top of the boost, he could be a player to get some damage done, especially if Twist is not expecting this. But Hampus, he gets the info early on, able to get some damage also connected, and he will now just retreat back towards the bomb site, as they're aware that there is at least one AK in play for AVANGAR. Now they have to be really cautious. They don't know how many weapons have been bought in. Disco Doppland goes for a peek on B, receives some damage from the Deagle. Still a 5-on-5 with 1 minute and 10 seconds just about remaining. Let's see where AVANGAR eventually decide to try and take this one, as it looks like they were focusing on trying to get some mid control, but after being spotted, they may have actually rather decided to go ahead and cancel that plan. But here we go, Crizzen, Dima and Kickart will be making their way out mid finally, where GODSENT have actually just decided to completely give the spot up. Instead, play a fairly standard setup, 3-2, and that could be a small problem. If these two players on the side get overwhelmed, they don't really have any support close enough to try and actually help them out. This could get really dangerous. Buster with the Deagle. We've seen him hit some nice shots in the past. Let's see if he's going to be able to get it done once again. Brolan, great flash goes in, gets himself the first. Disco Doppland tapping down, takes out Crizzen, and it doesn't really seem like any success is going to come out of this for AVANGAR unless Dima is able to find maybe another couple of kills. He has himself one so far, but very low HP. It's going to be difficult for him to get anything else done. And instead, it's Hampus to get himself an AK for free. Upgrade from that MP9.
Yeah, solid hold from GODSENT. You saw all the pistol players filter through first, and that did allow Demasic the one trade, but without the pistol players getting a single frag between them, that pretty much spelled an end to the round, even with the AK being left alive. Having said that, AVANGAR will now go for the Force Spy. -1 AK, because they invested into that previously, so Kicker forced down to just a Deeg. We're going to have to see how this plays out for them, because with this very, very little utility to work with, they're going to have to mainly rely on their aim to get an entrance into the round. And you can see also GODSENT do have full rifles, so this is going to be quite a tough round for AVANGAR to win. We are going to see the boost come through. Disco gets a quick dink. Buster could be in danger as he is the only player out towards B, but the mid presence is coming through. I believe that's Twist holding in towards White Box, and he will peek. It takes a little bit of damage, so he might now think of falling back. You can see, though, AVANGAR only leaving one player in towards mid. Demasic will be positioned there, and they look to line up an A split, but Freddy B is still in A main.
Yeah, but not anymore as he gets taken down. Hampus also tried to go for an aggressive push towards door. He'll be dropped by Dima, who gets himself a second onto Twist as he tries to peek from the car. And now it's all on Brolin and Disco Dopplan in a 1-on-5, or rather a 2-on-5, and that's not going to work out. Demon takes himself yet another kill, wide swings onto the truck, able to take down Disco, and Brolan being the last man standing, looks like he will just try and save this FAMAS after taking one kill. Not able to upgrade to either of those better rifles, but he is going to at least just try and stay alive, and the economy of GODSENT not looking great in the following round. Likely not really going to have much to work with other than if they want to go for the force buy, they would. Perhaps Hampus be able to get himself a buy. Brolan with an extra 1,400 going into the bank could drop over a FAMAS as well as getting himself another one. So if they want to buy, it's not going to be a great buy by any means. So let's see what they do decide to do. AVANGAR able to get themselves that first gun round, and it was with very little to actually back it up. As you mentioned, they didn't really have all the weaponry they wanted. They had very little utility due to the force buy coming in that second round of the AK. So able to pull that one off, a bit of a miracle perhaps, and let's see what GODSENT decide to go for. Will they save or will they invest into this one?
Well, there we go. Twist already buys a scout. Hampus goes for the AWP. Okay, that's very interesting. I thought he'd just go for the rifle, but he's going to go full glass cannon and stick with the AWP into his hands. Let's see where he plays with it. Currently out towards A. That's where AVANGAR may line up the push towards. You can see Hampus getting a very easy opening there. Kicker not expecting the AWP in this round in particular. I don't really blame him because it's a bit of a surprise to see that one being brought up. But that element of surprise allows Hampus that early kill very easily. Brolan spots ahead and reacts to the fading smoke first. So the two new boys get the openings, but AVANGAR managed to get a couple of kills back very, very quickly. And now B is looking vulnerable as AVANGAR look to line up the push, and Twist only has a scout on the B site. So if they were to go for the push, it would very likely be successful, but Twist gets the tag he needed. All enemies are now incredibly low on health, and AVANGAR are going to need a very clean take.
Yeah, but it's still going to be difficult, especially with Krizen taking himself 2 quick kills. Takes down both Disco Dopplan and Twist, and now it's all up to Hampus. The player was able to find that opening kill, no utility, rather no Kevlar to work with, and the nade's going down is going to do a small amount of damage, but perhaps could still pull this off. We see how low the HP is on the AVANGAR players, but I don't think it's really worth going for even in this situation. He's probably not aware of the HP on these players. He has no defuse kit, doesn't have Kevlar, and he does have an op that he could potentially save to have something to work with in the following round, and that is his choice. He is going to begin to back off, look to try and carry this over, and interestingly enough, AVANGAR, even with how low their HP is and how low their economy is, it looks like they will be hunting. Krizen is seemingly trying to find this player, try and hunt them down, and let's see if he's going to be able to do so. They are very, very close in terms of positions currently, but a wall does at least separate them for the moment. Hampus just waiting to see if anyone is going to peek into his crosser. That's now Krizen making his way through the door. This could get dangerous. Only a couple seconds left though, so I think Hampus should be safe.
Yeah, the AWP will be saved. Hampus also gets to hold on to... Oh, no, I was going to say no, he didn't save Kevlar, so he just decided to buy this. That's a little bit strange, all things considered, because their money isn't great. Their losing bonus won't be all that good either. So investing into the Kevlar there and going down to 1.4k is certainly somewhat of a risk. You're going to see the hold in towards mid. Demasic will open up. The AWP also taken down. Hampus doesn't get to do anything. He is annihilated. That's exactly what Demasic needed. They dropped down the AWP. And to be honest, that's job done for Demasic. That was the main aim. Get the AWP away from GODSENT, because that limits their options dramatically. Although Brolan may be able to recover that AWP. Oh, he's getting baited by it, but does manage to get the AWP into his hands. And oh, very tight angle. But he manages to get the headshot. Jane is up close. He should hear the steps. The smoke will be deployed, and that will allow AVANGAR to walk their way on towards A.
Yeah, and this should probably just be a save once again, especially considering how low the economy of Hampus is, going for that Kevlar investment. But it seems like they may be at least trying to find an opening, not being successful in doing so. Jane will be able to just push through the smoke and take down both players, as both of the weapons that were actually in the possession of GODSENT have now been taken down. Disco Dopplan desperately perhaps trying to retrieve one from Connector, but Jane closes it out. So here we have it, GODSENT losing 3 rounds in a row. AVANGAR beginning to build up some momentum on this T side, as well as some economy to back it up, as GODSENT now getting onto the buy. Hampus, all he has is a UMP. I'm not quite sure if that investment into Kevlar was worth it, because even with the op, if you're getting a couple kills, it's only 100 per kill. Of course, the reward a bit lower than most weapons, so it's not like he was really going to be able to make that back unless he managed to pick himself up in ace, and even then he would be still 150 short. But here we go. It is now going to be the terrorists going for a bit of a faster paced round, immediately out towards middle, where GODSENT, due to not really having the weaponry or the utility to hold this down, they've decided instead to just mostly play back towards the bomb sites itself, except for Brolan. He gets boosted in the vent, finds the first kill. Demon with the trade will put it back in favour of AVANGAR as he finds himself a second, rather it's Kickart to find that kill onto Twist. And then GODSENT with a one-man disadvantage as the B bomb site looks to be the destination for AVANGAR. Disco Doppler on the bomb site is going to be able to get the damage onto the first player, but he's not able to actually connect that spray successfully. He falls, and so does the control of the B bomb site now in favour of AVANGAR, as the bomb will get planted in a 2-on-4. And once again, I hate to say it, but GODSENT, this is likely just going to have to be another save.
Yeah, it certainly looks to be the case. Again, Twist doesn't really get the chance to do anything in this round. And because of that, maybe, GODSENT don't really get to do anything as a team in this round. They just lose the opening trades. Twist hasn't really been able to get an AWP up until this point, which AVANGAR have certainly had in the hands of James. And Hampus and Freddy will just have to save what they can. Ooh, Hampus nearly caught. Just about gets the headshot as he swings back around to spot Demasic, who also falls. So a couple of guns lost for AVANGAR, and that will allow the Swedes to save what they can. And even an AK for Hampus, a little upgrade to close out the round. But nonetheless, AVANGAR already with a 4-2 lead. They will look to extend that further. Even though they're up against a couple of rifles and a few pistols, it shouldn't be too difficult for them to close out another round of win. And maybe this is the reason that they chose to start on the T side. If they can get rolling early on, that could certainly allow them to come out to a very, very strong lead. As we see AVANGAR group up and potentially go for some mid-presence. I think they have boosted a player, although Buster gets his head taken off. Roland gets that opening kill, but he doesn't want to risk pushing out to recover the AK. So no gun recovered, but certainly a strong entry for the Swedes.
Oh yeah, great shot there coming in by Brolan, the newcomer to the team, the young star. But the only problem is now he is going to have a lot of players coming in his direction, and he spots out the first player. He spots out the shoulder, receives an op bullet to the corner of the body, I believe, just through the wall, as he finds himself a second on the Kickart. Will eventually be traded, but he's done a good job with only a deagle to at least get 2 kills as the enemies do come onto this B bomb site. But with the bomb gone down, it is still going to be difficult, even with the one-man advantage. But the positive is they do have a defuse kit on the Hampus, and they do still have these 2 rifles in play. Neither player has been taken down quite yet, but over towards Vent is where the opening battle is going to be coming in. Twist is not able to successfully win that. James takes down Hampus, rather. And now in a 2-on-3, Freddy B with that M4. Is he going to be looking to still go for this is the question. Perhaps if Disco Doppler can open it up, he makes his way in through headshot, P250 in hand. No players are going to be peeking in towards him just quite yet, as they are just looking to try and play the time on this bomb. And James, shoulder peek, spots out the first player, takes him down, and he may be able to take down Disco also as he does. And it's AVANGAR with 5 in a row. 5-2 now in favour of the Kazakhstan side, as GODSENT finally getting back onto the buy to get everything they need. They get the op onto Twist, and let's see if they go for a double op setup. That was something that the analyst test mentioned is quite viable on this map, and it will be indeed coming out onto Disco Doppler.
Yeah, there it is. Disco going to go out towards B. Twist going to try to hold towards mid. If the smoke comes in, he's unlikely to be able to do too much. You can already see Twist trying to reposition early into the round. AVANGAR, though, heavily leaning towards B. The smoke came in, so Disco Doppler had to come in towards Checkers, but he spots the bomb. That could allow a quick rotate to come forwards, especially with AVANGAR using a lot of their utility. That should give the info over to GODSENT, and you can see them already taking that risk. They've committed 3 players out towards B, but AVANGAR, despite using quite a few of their nades, realize they cannot risk going for the push. So they're just going to have to play from a man disadvantage now. And even though they have some utility and over a minute left, they need a frag. And they're not going to find it. Freddy B wins that one-on-one engagement. And that might put this round out of reach, unless AVANGAR can get onto A quite quickly.
Yeah, but even then, AVANGAR, after winning 5 runs in a row, they have plenty of economy. So now, even if they don't win this, they can at least just try and cause as much damage as possible, make it costly for GODSENT, and it could indeed be, as Twist is going to get caught off guard. One of the ops has been dropped. Hampus now from the truck needs to try and at least take 1 on the cross, or at least stay alive. And there we go, he takes down Kickard, is also going to be able to remain alive, just about hanging on with 2 points of HP. Freddy B from above gets taken down by James. as it gets a bit dangerous now. Jame and Buster in a 2-on-3 winnable situation, especially with Jame taking such an aggressive stance. He's not going to be able to connect that shot towards the player on truck. Molotov goes down, and this is going to force him out into the open as he hits the first shot, but he eventually burns alive to the hands of Brolin. As now Buster in a 1-on-2. Brolin and Disco Doppland making their way in. There is a defuse kit to work with, and I don't think they're actually aware that he's currently positioned on quad, so this could get dangerous. The bomb beginning to tick away as he goes for the first peak. Shadow spotted out, and Brolin finds the final kill.
And it looks like they will look to save both AWPs for the next round. Brolin and Disco Doppland both holding on to those. And as you were saying, GODSENT win a much-needed third round. It's not exactly great in terms of their money, though. You can see AVANGAR certainly still have a proper full buy, and GODSENT do also have one, to be fair, but they certainly don't have the cash built up. So heading into this 9th round, it does become quite important for GODSENT not to lose this. We're going to see Disco Doppland holding on to B early into the round. Doesn't look like AVANGAR are going to challenge him, so he will just post up on that position. In the meantime, Hampus going to be rotating between mid and A wherever he is required. With there being now 3 players towards mid for GODSENT. Looks like they have some sort of read. They want to go for a sack towards mid to try and win those opening fights. That might work for them if AVANGAR go for the boost here. Looks like they will now go with Demasic coming up. He could get caught if he's not careful, as Brolin is in position. Doesn't quite connect with the shots, though. The AVANGAR now again look to line up the A play with GODSENT. By the looks of things, playing a retake setup on the A site. They're playing very passively. Let's see if they can get any kills before the push comes in.
Yeah, certainly possible, and with the smoke actually having a bit of a gap, that certainly gives them a great chance to try and do so. A second smoke goes down towards quad, though, to allow these players to try and push through, but they don't know the bomb site itself is open. Buster, though, he uses that gap to his own advantage. He takes down Brolin, knows there's a player up on top of Catwalk, and he's able to find that second kill on the Hampus. As now it looks like AVANGAR should be able to claim this bomb site control for themselves, and GODSENT, they need to try and keep themselves alive here. They need to actually try and get this done, or their economy is going to be reset. Has Buster timed out with the bomb? Okay, there we go. Finally going to be planned. I'm not sure if that was on my end or on the end of Buster himself, but 5-on-3 now. GODSENT already deciding to save this one. Dima on the lurk may be able to get something done, but actually Disco Doppland gets himself a nice shot there. And at least for GODSENT, they may be able to save this double up setup and give themselves something to work with in this following round, but they don't really have too much economy to try and invest into those 2 players that did fall in this one.
Yeah, the save is going to have to come through, as you were saying, with the 2 AWPs. It's interesting, though. GODSENT, they've tried to play that retake setup towards A, with Twist holding with the AWP all the way back towards Truck. But he can't really do anything from that position in terms of holding off on the site itself. Makes it very difficult for them to get any kills on the initial hold. To be fair, that time around, it's fair to say that GODSENT on that sort of A setup, they just kind of lost a couple of opening fights with the mid players rotating, so it's hard to say exactly if they can find success if they continue with this setup. But we'll have to see what they decide to go for here. Into the 10th round with limited weaponry on a couple of players. They are going to go for a bit of a mid stack early on. The AVANGAR might go for some heavy mid presence. 3 players boosted up. This could get fiery towards mid as Twist spots the first. Ooh, misses the second shot. And eventually Kicker gets the trade. That's the AWP drop down and could be dangerous. But as I say that, Freddy finds another frag. That should allow GODSENT now to win this round, you would assume. They do also have some guns on the ground that could be recovered, but I don't think they can quite pick them up. Buster boosted, gets a kill. Freddy B loses his rifle. And all of a sudden this becomes dangerous, but Hampus does even more damage. Certainly here's the steps up close, the flash comes in, and Hampus gets both kills. There we go, the Desert Eagle does do the damage, and GODSENT win a much-needed 4th round.
Yeah, and they are actually going to be able to keep the double up setup also. So, yeah, as you mentioned earlier, though, Twist playing back from the truck, not really the best idea to retake that A bomb site when you do have a double up setup. That really does complicate the retake. The best idea is really have one on another bomb site, have the 3 rifles working together towards middle, and then work with one of the ops and the rifles to actually go for the retakes when it's needed, because I see there was someone just mentioning that one. But yeah, it looks like coming into this one, AVANGAR still able to get the buyout. They have spent the majority of their economy into this one. They're left with very little money over in the bank. so it could get quite difficult. But look at this aggressive push by GODSENT, similar to what we've seen on Overpass. Freddy B this time, though, going to be able to open that up rather towards Krizen. And interestingly enough, Kickart up in A main is going to be just holding to wait and see if he catches any more aggression. So early on, it is going to be just GODSENT taking themselves the one-man advantage, falling back off towards the bomb sites. And I like this setup coming in right now from GODSENT. Twist is going to be spotting mid from Quad, and support from Forklift also, as I believe that is Hampus to try and help him out if it is going to be needed rather. But going into this one now, AVANGAR, let's see what they try and get done. They've had success towards middle in the past, but they're looking to try and get it done once again. A player stuck in towards sandbags, and Freddy B on low HP. That could have been dangerous if there was utility available. There was an aid for Buster, but it didn't really seem like he wanted to take the risk of actually pulling that out. But here we go, over towards A, where they've had quite a few rounds successfully been able to pick up. They will once again open up this bomb site. They find those two opening kills, Kickert and Jame, able to take down a player each. And Twist and Hampus fallen now means once again AVANGAR looking likely that they will be able to take this round in GODSENT. They cannot afford another economic reset, and it's looking more likely than ever now, as it's going to be a 2-on-4. One burns alive though, Brolin. He takes Jame down with that Molotov, but with Freddy P being so low HP, this is going to be extremely difficult.
And again, you're left with an AWP trying to retake. Disco Dopland can't really find anything. So it looks like he's going to have to just save alongside Freddy. But just as I say that, Disco will not be allowed to save as Buster picks him off. I think that if you're playing with these double AWPs, you need to go for maybe some slightly more aggressive holds, maybe even trying to peek into a main, because it does seem like GODSENT are just kind of losing control of the map. And then when you have those AWPs on the retake, it's really difficult to find the angles to actually get some kills unless AVANGAR makes some mistakes. And for the time being, AVANGAR have just held back fairly easily. So it looks as though GODSENT, they have had to go for the force. Into this 12th round, this is starting to look pretty grim for GODSENT. If they lose this round, they really still don't have any money. So it looks as though GODSENT at this point could go crashing out of this first half unless they can get this round win. We're going to see Brolan boosted up. This is a decent off angle, but you are fairly exposed up towards mid. Hampa's also going to take some damage. There's a gap in the smoke, and Twist is spotted. Demasic very, very aware to get that opening kill. And AVANGAR again with a man advantage.
Yeah, Hampus also receiving some damage when he was in towards highway there. Caught off guard from the door position, but AVANGAR with a one-man advantage once again. They can slow it down, that off angle that you mentioned by Brolan. Not going to work out at all. He gets taken down by Buster, so mid-control once again in favour of AVANGAR. This gives them the chance to try and split towards this A-bomb site, which actually both players for the CT side are going to be trying to hold this down, but with no success, as you can see, no avail other than Hampus eventually finding one kill for himself, but he will be found from behind as it is going to be AVANGAR once again coming in with another round. 2 in a row now. The economy of GODSENT has been completely destroyed, as they have about 2,000 on average between all the players, so they will be facing off against an Eco, and AVANGAR are likely going to be able to take themselves up to 9 rounds already.
Yeah, it seems almost certain at this point with the buy coming through. The bomb has been left behind again, but we'll let them off. They just want to frag out, and GODSENT, they're going to push out through B. This could get interesting if they went through towards T spawn, but Jame already spots them out. That's the information gained, and Jame again gets 3 easy kills. Nothing to be done for GODSENT, even though they find a couple of dinks. And this time around, GODSENT will not get any AWPs on their CT buy. It's going to be all rifles for them. The utility looking okay, but no defuse kit could be an issue. They also don't have a single incendiary or HE grenade, which could be quite difficult if they eventually have to try and retake a bomb site. So that's certainly something to watch for as we see Hampus try to make a play. And again, the aggression from Hampus has been quite successful throughout this series, alongside Freddy B following him up this time around. GODSENT finally gets something to go their way. And it's again thanks to Hampus with the early aggression.
Yeah, really nice work from GODSENT. That's what I was actually going to mention once they didn't bring out any ups. So I was going to say this now gives the chance for those aggressive pushes that have been quite successful. And as you can see, once again, it is going to work out. Disco Dopland also finding Buster lurking in towards checkers. So GODSENT with a 5-on-2 now, leaving Krizen and Demasic as the last 2 members standing for AVANGAR. And right now they're going to be looking to go for this, of course. They do have plenty of economy. Only 1 more round will be left in this half. So looking to try and get this done, at least take down as many players as they can to make sure that the buy of GODSENT would be weak into the following round. But for now, Still 50 seconds remaining. They are just going to be holding back, waiting to see if they spot any players out making some mistakes. And there we go. Nice find by Dimasic. He's somehow able to read that Hampus is going to be up on that angle. Last 2 rounds, and I believe that is. There's been an off angle played by GODSENT that hasn't really worked out. And Vanguard doing a good job now as they just try and regroup towards the B-bomb site. Brolan on the site itself has support from Disco Dopplan rather in the CT spawn. But Utility is going to force Brolan out into the open, but he finds one. Will eventually get traded out by Krizen. And the bomb going to be difficult to try and get this planted now in a 1-on-3. Let's see if he just immediately tries to stick this, or instead will he try and base some players out into the open. But he goes for it. He gets the bomb down. Disco Dopplan already pushing in through headshot, but he will actually be found. He gets caught off guard. And now in a 1-on-2. This is certainly a winnable situation for Krizen. One player stuck behind that smoke in CT spawn. One player in vent has been spotted. Twist doesn't want to get taken down, and Krizen receiving some damage there from Freddy B in the CT spawn, and a great pop flash goes in. Freddy B with the final kill will allow GODSENT to get up to that 5th round.
Yeah, that was still quite worrying for GODSENT there, mainly due to the lack of nades they had. Again, they had to rely on that one flashbang to try and get themselves a free frag. And luckily for them, it was very well placed, because if they did have a couple of incendiaries brought up at the start of the round, they should have just been able to throw an incendiary on site and win that one fairly easily. But without those nades, it made things much more difficult. It almost allowed AVANGAR to win the round, but not meant to be this time around. So heading into the last round of the half, both teams will have buys, as you would expect, but it's 2 AWPs for AVANGAR. We've seen this once or twice from them, and we're going to see the AWP holding patiently. Again, Twist has had a very, very lackluster game. That AWP has never got rolling. And this time around, it's Buster to shut him down. And I actually think Buster only bought that AWP to hold that long-range angle to start the round, which is something you can afford to do in the last round of the half. So that's a really nice short adaptation for this one round, and it does make the difference. It gets them the opening kill, and AVANGAR, again, look in prime position to potentially take double digits.
Yeah, just great read coming in by AVANGAR. They seem to know exactly what GODSENT's approach to this game is, especially after it being very similar on Overpass. But over towards the B-bomb site now, AVANGAR, they are going to regroup. They will be looking to just try and take this over. And right now, it's only Disco Dopplan. He's in a position to at least get 1 kill, try and stay alive. He gets himself a 2nd, but he will eventually fall to Krizen. And Kicker towards middle, also successfully taking down Brolan, means that it's going to be a disadvantage now for GODSENT. And it's only Hampus and Freddy B to try and pull this one off. Nice aggressive push by Hampus, but he won't be able to remain alive. And now that leaves it all onto Freddy B. In a 1-on-2 clutch, making his way in through CT spawn. Doesn't currently have a defuse skip. There may be one drop towards the bomb site, but he does get spotted now. And both players on the site currently for AVANGAR, they just have to try and play this one together. And I think he's actually just going to try and reapproach this instead from a different position over towards vent. Let's see if there's a defuse kit from the pickup on the way. That is the question, because without one, this is going to be very difficult. He's not going to have any time to try and get this done with. He's just going to have to be super fast and making his way in towards the bomb site. And I believe they may have even heard that drop there as he gets the first kill, or rather, does a lot of damage towards the first player. That should have been a kill in my opinion, but the box just keeping James alive for the moment, as both players just trying and bide the time, not really looking to try and face this too aggressively, but eventually they will have to do so, and it's Kicker that picks up that successful trade frag.
Yeah, an impressive half for AVANGAR. They will be very, very happy with 10 rounds on the T side, especially considering they lost the pistol round. That's basically gone as well as AVANGAR could have hoped. You can see, taking a quick look at the scoreboard, it is Twist who is struggling on the CT side. To be fair, they have struggled in terms of economy. That's something they've always been on the back foot in. So Twist maybe didn't get the AWP as often as he would have hoped. But even when he did get the AWP, it wasn't enough to make the difference. And so now it's going to be all up to the pistol round for GODSENT, unless they can win some sort of crazy force buy after the fact. And we are going to see Hampus again with the P250 and the nades. Looks like GODSENT are going to stick together, so it might be a quick play to start the round, but they're going to go for the mid-aggression. Dimasic, caught out in the open, does only get the 1 frag. That's not too bad, all things considered, as GODSENT now look for the A-split.
Yeah, they will be able to make their way out onto the bomb site successfully, at least the players from A main, I was going to say. But James hitting a nice shot, getting himself a 2nd on towards Hampus, and this is beginning to fall apart now for GODSENT. James needs to get the reload in. Will be just looking to try and stay alive as Freddy B falls, and eventually Twist will to James, who just done a great job staying alive, working around that forklift, allowing for his teammates to come in and actually try and support him towards the A-bomb site. And that was a really nice round coming in by AVANGAR. 11-5 now as GODSENT not getting the bomb plant. Likely going to be facing the force buy here, as you see Hampus and Disco Doppland investing, and even does Twist, so he's not going to be looking to try and get that off. I guess maybe hasn't been having the most success so far in this game with it. Wants to just see what he can instead get done with this pistol, and later on with the rifle as a nade by Jay. May get some damage in, but luckily enough, Terrorists to just about bypass that position already towards A main. As let's see what GODSENT decide to go for in this round. As right now, one player up on boost. One player I believe has already made his way, or at least is going to be coming out of the lower mid position. And let's see what they're going to be able to get done. Not really anyone from the CT side at the moment looking to actually try and contest middle, so there should be at least some map control gained for free.
They're also going to decide to boost up onto the Shroud position, with Dima6 sticking around. I was going to say the MP9 might want to fall back, but Hampus sneaks up highway and gets a free kill. It's not going to lead to anything else, though, as James was in position for the refrag, but you can see now the A split being lined up. Dima6 is all alone on the A site. He could be in trouble. Gets a quick kill, but takes a lot of damage, and as the trade comes in, Critter needs this frag, and he does find it. So it's back to a 2-on-2 as Buster might get the timing right, but no, Brolan just about gets back to cover. Buster, though, does spot him in the back. The defuse attempts coming in, and Twist is nowhere near. This is a defuse every day of the week, as Twist tried to go for the big flank all the way around to A main, but not quite going to work this time around. But a bomb plant, not terrible for GODSENT. Still, however, they're so far behind that they really needed the round win.
Yeah, and coming into this one, they aren't going to have the economy once again, of course. At least getting the bomb plant means they will have a decent amount of economy to work with into the following round. But for this one, just a couple of pistols will be upgraded. And right now, they are just grouping up towards the B bomb site. It seems Crizzen with an 8 going out is going to be thrown just a bit too early to actually get any damage done. So for now, GODSENT remain basically unscathed, other than that 2 points of damage that was taken by Twist, rather. Here we go. Let's see what is going to happen as GODSENT. Most of their players group towards B. One player in Dart, and also one player looking to try and make his way over boost. And let's see what their plan is into this one. Without really a lot to work with, I'd presume their plan is to try and get that bomb planted on B. Maybe perhaps try and make some presence on A to force a bit of a rotate. But I believe AVANGAR probably wouldn't be falling for that without spotting out the bomb. As now, aggressive push on mid by AVANGAR. Kicker pushing up close, just ensuring that no one has made their way out for the terrorist side. And as we can see right now, no one has. Hampus and Disco Doppland should be making their way towards this A-bomb site soon, and Dima up close with the MP9 finds the first, tapping away. Will eventually take down Hampus, but Freddy B actually did get that first kill, and Prison taking a lot of damage on B. May allow the bomb plant to indeed go down for GODSENT as long as they can cross this CT position. And there we go, Freddy B makes his way to the bomb site. The bomb will now be getting planted, and Broland with an MP9 almost finds the first radar coming out of vent. He was able to get a lot of damage in, but Kickart remaining alive on 5 HP as Freddy B. No Kevlar, only a P250 to work with, and he's not going to be able to get it done. Instead of AVANGAR taking themselves a 13th round, but GODSENT at least getting the bomb plant out of that one, getting themselves a lot of economy. They should have everything they need into this upcoming gun round.
Yeah, not too bad for GODSENT, getting themselves a chance to come back into this matchup. Again, though, round 19, this is a must-win. And even though Twist gets an AWP, he's got 2 AWPs to contend with on the CT side. Both Buster and James electing to buy them up. As you were saying earlier, these two did double AWP when they played this back in the major, back against Misfits, where they managed to get themselves that win. And it was actually AVANGAR who had a pretty good CT side on that major matchup. So they'll be hoping to continue that, because they only need a couple more to close this out and take us to Mirage, which would be the decider map. And that could certainly be an interesting one, because AVANGAR, they're certainly pretty good at Mirage as well. So I even think AVANGAR, based on this performance, might be favorites if they can close this one out in style. That's what they're looking to do. 1 minute 10 left. And GODSENT, they used a little bit of their utility early on, and they haven't really gained anything for it. Now, though, Disco going to be holding in towards mid. Does spot the man, but the timing is slightly off, so he's not going to get the opening. GODSENT still just probing across the map, looking to see if they can find something, but James, with one of those aforementioned AWPs, gets the opening kill. And after finding that initial entry, he's more than happy to fall back and keep the man advantage, because Dima6 is in position. They're not going to check the sandbags. He gets a free kill. Finally, in comes the trade, but James finds a second, and Disco does get 2, actually 3 on the round, but he needs to get the ace to close this out, and the bomb is down on A.
Yeah, he has now been spotted also. Kickard, he's just going to try and remain alive. His teammate at the moment coming in from the CT spawn as Disco Dopplan has a chance to get this done if he finds this kill on the Kickard on the site, making his way from above. He will eventually drop back down and does actually find that kill on the Kickard now. So 3 kills he has been able to claim for himself out of the 4 that's required to pick up this clutch. And there we go, he finds it. The 1-on-4 by Disco Dopplan denies the 14th round for AVANGAR, and what a performance by Disco Dopplan. Finally, someone from GODSENT able to step it up when it's much needed, and that will now give them a chance to try and actually build this comeback. It gives them some room to work with as AVANGAR. Their economy not going to be good enough to really buy into this one.
Well then, Disco Dopplan, the hero for the team, manages to pull that one off. I don't know how he won that still. Goes for the fake plant, which is such a ballsy decision, but it works out perfectly. He played that clutch as well as he could have, finding 1v1s all across the map, but the CZ only good for the 1 kill. Demasic does have the 1 rifle, but with the B site having been lost, I don't think this is going to be happening. Roland holding the smoke, gets the easy kill. And he's also heard the steps of Demasic, so as the bomb goes down, it should be easy to close out. Demasic can't even save, he's stuck at the back. I think a player went barreling in there looking for the knife. That was Brolan hoping to find that one, but not meant to be. Either way, GODSENT get themselves a 7th round on the board, and maybe a new lease of life, thanks to that Disco Dopplan clutch.
Yeah, that was just what has really rejuvenated GODSENT right now. Perhaps when you have a player step up like that, it'll be like, come on, it'll really motivate your teammates to go ahead and step it up themselves. So here we go, Freddy B's making his way out mid. He will be able to find that first kill. Hampus with the UMP also picking up 1. So the SMGs early on been able to build themselves up some bank, but over towards B right now, there is 1 player waiting to try and hold this down. Buster only going to be able to find a single frag before he drops. And now it's a 4-on-2. Kickert in prison. Working with Deagles and Kevlar, do they look to go for this or instead look to try and save, because a B bomb site retake rather with only 2 Deagles and no defuse kit or utility is almost impossible. And there you have it, Crizzen, last man standing, at least finds himself 1 kill, but at that point it's only going to be a consolation frag as he will instantly be returned by Freddy B. And there it is, GODSENT onto 8 AVANGAR. This is where they get the buyback out now, and this is where we see if GODSENT really can actually get themselves into this game, if they can really begin to build that comeback.
Well, we do have to put this into perspective. There's still a lot of work for GODSENT to do. They've certainly given themselves a chance back into this map. James takes a lot of damage from that nade early on. GODSENT, in the meantime, look very decisive with their call early into the round. They're going to go ahead and stack towards B. With a couple of smokes being up, it would be quite a tricky push to do this early on, but the smokes are being lined up. Does mean that the CTs have counter smokes to extinguish the mollies, but the trades are coming in, and Disco does get that initial entry. The rotate has come in though, and Critson stays alive. He's going to get the 2nd kill, and that is all he needed. Twist, the only man left, and well, Disco Dopplan 101v4. Twist with an AWP though in the 1v3 is going to make things difficult, and Critson is just dancing around the site, playing around the cover to perfection, and he does get the headshot. Really nice from Crizzen there to just reposition. He always looked in control of the fight, and AVANGAR do get their 14th.
Yeah, really good work there by Crizzen to just remain alive for as long as possible. That was really the best thing he was able to actually do throughout that round, even with all those kills. So just allowing for his teammates to come in, not giving an opening into it for Twist to actually try and pick up the clutch. And AVANGAR now up to 14, 2 rounds from being able to take this map and forces onto Mirage. But of course, GODSENT, they do still have a buy into this round. They will be looking to try and get themselves immediately back into this one, as it seems like they will be just splitting up for a standard default. 2 players over towards A, 2 players trying to work the B side of the map, and Kickart getting aggressive here. I don't think he's aware Hampus is just on the other side of the smoke, as it could get dangerous, but it seems like they have gone ahead and cancelled that aggression. But Hampus, he's going to have 2 free kills here. Basically finds the first and the 2nd as the A-bomb site. It is up for the taking. Twist also able to drop 1. James from Highway will only find a single kill before taken down by Disco Dopplan. And there we go, Crizzen, last man standing from that B-bomb site, the hero of the previous round. But I don't think there's going to be able to, I don't think he's going to really be able to get anything done into this one.
Yeah, that was really strange from AVANGAR to go for that boost just as the smoke was fading. You'd think they want the smoke up to at least mask that somewhat, but as soon as they get spotted, they are pretty much out of the round. Those 2 kills easily opening up things for GODSENT towards A. Kritzen might go down, although he does get a quick headshot before doing so. And in fact, GODSENT are looking to hunt him down here. They don't have the best of money, but I guess there's no reason not to, because AVANGAR themselves are fairly low on cash. And there goes Brolan finding the final spray down. So cash not over yet. Another gun round 1. And that means that AVANGAR's money is reset. So this could really go down to the wire now. AVANGAR are going to have to go for a full eco here, and even with this full eco in this round, I'm not sure they'll get a buy into the next one, so this could become fairly close.
Yeah, so while AVANGAR are on a full eco and just going for an aggressive push, I will go ahead and just tell everyone to check out Farmskins. They are, of course, the sponsor of this tournament, and it's thanks to Farmskins that you are actually currently witnessing this action that is going on. But focusing a bit back onto the round now, Kritzen, he is going to be working with the op. He's able to get himself 1 kill. Doesn't quite connect the second there onto, I believe that was Hampus, who, at least for the moment, will be able to stay alive. But with the smoke going down, he will just back off now, ensure that he does indeed manage to remain alive for the moment as his teammates look to try and get this bomb down over on the B bomb site, and they will be successful. So the goal now for Kritzen, just try and save this AWP if possible, but I don't know really if GODSENT should be hunting. They themselves don't have a very good economy. I don't know if it's actually worth it for them to try and drop this up out of the hands of Kritzen. It's kind of a risk-reward situation right now, either way. If they lose more guns, that's not really ideal. Then they'll have to drop their teammates over some more weapons. And Kritzen, here we go. He is going to find one player trying to hunt. Hampus is going to get taken down. His position is now known, so let's see if GODSENT continue to do so, especially with Freddy B being low HP, and he is actually going for this one. Spots out the player over towards the bomb site, and he does find that one with ease, so eventually they will be able to take it down. They only lose 1 more rifle, but still their economy not being amazing. They have to drop over a couple of weapons now, and after that they won't really have any economy left over in the bank other than onto a couple of players.
Yeah, the positive is there is a chance for them to try and build up some money now, assuming they don't lose too many guns up against the pistols of AVANGAR. But the pistols can still do some damage, especially if you push out like this. Hampus going straight out through mid. He will be caught. In the meantime, Twist did get the kill in reply, but that's an AK out in the open that could be recovered. We are just going to see AVANGAR play it passively, though. They're not going to get that gun just yet. Although having said that, Demasik has been counter-boosted. He does get the frag before Twist eventually trades. And James did manage to recover the AK in the meantime. So out of nowhere, this round potentially is now going to be competitive. GODSENT grouping up around B, but this is where James has come with his AK. There are 2 players here, but James gets picked off. That should pretty much settle things. The Molotov, not quite what GODSENT were looking for, but the push will come into the site. Let's see what Buster can do. He lines up a headshot. Farlan, though, finds the trade, and Kicker now with just a CZ should be locked out of the site. There we go. Twist actually gets dinked, but finally landing some shots as he gets a 3K. I'm sure that will help his confidence as GODSENT do close out the 11th round, but now here comes a buy.
Yeah, and talking about confidence for Twist, it's always been something that he's so heavily relied on. If he gets off to a bad start, sometimes he really can struggle to try and bring it back. And we've seen in the past, actually, he has been a little bit, perhaps, a little bit, perhaps not really, a little bit resilient to actually pick up this AWP, I guess is the best way to phrase it. And he did originally give it to Freddy B. I believe that was just based on spawn, but in the past he has had a lot of trouble trying to step it up with this weapon if he's not able to start off each series amazingly with it. Of course, over and overpass he had a lot of success, but on Cash starting off bad could be something that has really affected his confidence, and I'd like to see him now step it up in the last few rounds. We are getting quite close now, only 3 rounds in the difference, of course, and this game could still go either way, as right now GODSENT, it looks like they will be trying to focus on middle. They have Twist up on the boost. They have him looking to try and find this opening kill, but AVANGAR themselves heavily trying to contest this position, and it will be James with that up to open it up. Takes down Freddy B. They'll be looking to try and swing wide on this position perhaps, but a flash goes in. He is going to get blinded up and taken down by Disco Doppland. As a 4-on-4 now will actually favour the Swedish side. GODSENT, they'll be very happy with that trade that they were able to get, and they also now have full control of middle basically.
Yeah, despite gaining so much ground towards mid, they are all going to fall off and come back towards A. It looks like that's the right read, because AVANGAR have fully rotated off the A site. I don't know what prompted this. There wasn't really a massive fake towards B or anything. KitKat's going to get the AWP, and after spotting the Molotov, will try and lock down this angle, but with the smoke being deployed, he's going to have to try and play on the site. This is a really tricky hold, and he misses the shot. Didn't even look like he tried to flick back around. Demasic is the initial rotator, but oh, Disco sprays him through the smoke. Perfectly lined up. I think he was just trying to spam the truck wall, but managed to catch him in the smoke. So AVANGAR, with a little bit of an early rotate, are going to lose the rounds.
Yeah, I guess just deciding to take a bit of a gamble there, try and reclaim mid control for themselves. I think that's what it was when they sent 2 players from A down towards Highway. I guess they just wanted to try and get some map control back for themselves, and it just did not work out. GODSENT, they already had the idea to just back off and regroup and try and take over that A bomb site, and they just found it completely open. KitKat eventually pushed in with the op, but as you mentioned, he didn't really have too much success with finding that kill. So right now, Buster and Grism just looking to try and save, and they should be able to do so. The one player who was actually hunting so aggressively is taken down by the op of Buster, and now with 2 rounds in the difference of Vanguard, their money once again has been broken, and it seems like they may actually invest into this one. KitKat at least has gone ahead and invested into Kevlar, got himself some utility also to work with, but with the money bonus, that's not really everything being bought up. But eventually, actually, they do go ahead and invest fully into the rifles, so interesting buy by AVANGAR. If they lose this one now, then likely the scoreline could be equalised. Hampus, he'll be the player to try and find that opening aggression, is able to take down Krizen, and he is just instantly going to retreat back in the middle. Be happy with that opening kill he was able to find, and it looks like they will be trying to approach this B bomb site, where currently it's actually only James that awaits with that op, so perhaps could be overwhelmed.
Yeah, certainly could be the case. He's currently playing back in towards CT as well, and you would expect a smoke to come in there. Now he repositions to headshot, but now back to CT again. So James could be in trouble, but the smoke hasn't come in. James gets an easy opening. Rotate comes in, but Freddy B spots out the player in the vents. He's going to look for the second and will convert that kill. James is still trying to hold, but he's had to fall back. The smoke towards CT stops him. KitKat is still thinking of going in towards vents. I was going to say, the call should have already been to save. And this now is getting incredibly close as Twist. Here's the steps. He knows James is here, and he gets the kill on KitKat instead. And now they can afford to hunt James down. They should look to do so to deny that AWP. Flash going to go off. Twist playing aggressive. Nearly connects with that shot. Ooh, I thought he was going to line that one up, but Freddy B steals it away. And all of a sudden, we have a very, very tight game on our hands, with AVANGAR having to go for pistols. This one looks like it could go the distance.
Yeah, and I actually think Twistle's about to get that wall bang, by the way, but Freddy B finding the kill just before he took the shot. But yeah, that buy by AVANGAR in the previous round, in my opinion, was quite questionable. They should have just went for the eco, allowed GODSENT to get themselves up to 13, and got themselves actually a very solid bio. Instead now, in the previous they only had it mostly FAMASs to work with. Roland's going to be able to find that opening kill easily on middle. And the pistol so far just having no success into this round either. So, oh, there we go, actually. Dima, he finds a great shot on towards Hampus. Roland returning it as he gets himself a second kill into the round. But 3 more players trying to hunt him down in this position. But it doesn't matter, he has support. Disco, Dopplan and Twist also chime in. And it's 14-14 now as the scoreline has been equalised. And a reminder, at half-time, I believe it was at 1 point rather in this game, 13-6, I believe, in favour of AVANGAR. So GODSENT really have been pulling it back on this terrorist side.
Oh yeah, certainly. And they will look to continue that. They've won 6 in a row. And they are now looking to make that 7, but they're against the double AWPs. So round 30 is guaranteed in this game. The question is, will we have a decisive round 30, or will it be overtime? That is yet to be seen. Buster holding on the edge of the smoke. I think the nades, though, are going to stop him from having any chance of an entry. Right now, there's no mid-presence from AVANGAR. Despite having the 2 AWPs, they have elected to hold from the sites. That means the rotate between A and B is incredibly long, and you can see now, AVANGAR again taking a massive risk. They're rotating so heavily off of A because James has peeked A main with the AWP. Now he's going to try and fall back, but I'm not sure again what's called this rotation here. It looks like GODSENT might be able to get the ball on towards A quite easily, depending on how this plays out, because Freddy will get a kill towards B. That could continue to sell the fake.
Yeah, James only going to be able to find 1 kill before he falls also on the A bomb site, so That means it's now going to be a 3-on-3 retake. Demon, oh, been able to get some damage in early on. Brolin Spamming also going to be able to return it, and a nice nade goes down, which is going to drop Demon to only 19 points of HP, which is going to make this retake extremely difficult for AVANGAR. Right now, it is going to be the kill in favor of Brolan. Nice find onto Dima, eventually finishes him off. Twist with a nice flick, stepping it up to take down Crizzen, and it's looking like map point will be going in favor of GODSENT and Serious Point, as it is 15-14, 1 round in the difference now, as it's either going to be overtime or GODSENT taking this series 2-0.
Twist really has stepped up as well, considering how poor of a performance he was having previously. After finding those 3 kills with the AWP in that round, it seems like he really has started to find at least a few frags, at least contribute to the team. And that's all he's needed to do to allow GODSENT to get straight back into this game. And this could be GODSENT surprisingly closing this series 2-0. AVANGAR had the lead, but they've thrown it away. And now they can only rely on overtime, and they don't even have a great buy to get them there. It's all up to this round for AVANGAR. You can already see on the map GODSENT going for some mid-presence. Clearly aware that AVANGAR unlikely to have an AWP, and that means that James has had to concede that mid-presence early on. Twist is just going to hold A main with the AWP himself. Ooh, the timing could be off. Twist needs to get back, but he does get caught. That could be a big, big kill for AVANGAR early on.
Yeah, I like this from AVANGAR, knowing that they don't really have the weaponry to just hold on the bomb site. They go for the aggressive push. Kickart also going to face off against Hampus and Door, and ends up winning that fight out quite heavily by bringing Hampus down to 23 points of HP. But the A split is working in favour of GODSENT. Disco, Dopplan and Brolan are going to be stepping it up. Jame only able to return 1 kill, as is Crizzen. As now it's a 2-on-2. This looking as close as it could ever be in this final round, perhaps, of the game, especially with Freddy B finding that headshot on towards Crizzen. As now it's all on the Buster. 1-on-2 to try and ruin the dreams of GODSENT, to try and keep AVANGAR alive. Let's see if that will be able to happen, but right now the Molotov is going to be keeping him at bay. No defuse kit either is going to complicate things even further, and Brolan just posted up on this angle right now. Buster yet to make a move, but as he does, he will be dropped, and that's going to be GODSENT with a 2-0 victory in this series. And for now, we will just throw it back to the analyst desk.
What a comeback from GODSENT to take this second map over AVANGAR 16-14. Amazing stuff. Congrats to GODSENT. They are now 2-0 in first opening match of Group C, and they will be advancing further. Unfortunately for AVANGAR, they dropped down to elimination match, and they're waiting to see if they're going to play against Alternate or Red Reserve. Together with me in studio, Danny and Hogar.
Hi.
Hi. So guys, really great start for AVANGAR on Cash. Their pick, we said that they have really good aim power, and they started showing that. And everything went well for them until that clutch from Twist.